SecondsOut, Eamon Khan here with Francis Warren. Francis, first of all, how's your golf swing?
It's unpracticed. Used to be all right, but yeah, it's been a few years, so we'll see in a minute.
We're waiting for the main participants for Parker Ryder, that being Zach Parker and John Ryder, to come. But a good show in the offing this weekend. Talk me through the card.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great show. You've got top of the bill, Zach and John Ryder. I think that speaks for itself. You see Hamza Shiraz has got a tough fight. He's had a good year, very good year, and I think River Wilson provides another tough test. It's domestic, another domestic fight that's on the card to follow suit from the main event. That actually runs through Sam's fight and Dennis's fight, obviously fighting a Scottish opposition. But I think it's a great fight, a great card with genuine tests for all of our guys. All up with the opportunity to add some titles to the mantelpieces. Pierce O'Leary fighting for his first full title, so I'm looking forward to it. It's good night's boxing.
Start with the main event. Zach Parker. Fair to say that this will be Zach's toughest test in the ring in the form of John Ryder, but you're confident from a Queen's perspective that you can come through that test this weekend? Yeah,
100% confident. I mean, John Ryder is, he's been there, he's done it. He's obviously had a great fight with Callum Smith, so he's obviously a force to be reckoned with. Pushed Billy Joe all the way, all those years ago, back when I had a full head of hair. But yeah, this is definitely Zach Parker's toughest test. But I just fancy Zach to be too big, too strong, and too fresh. And I think you've got a massive carrot at the end of the stick with potential fights against Canelo next year. So it gives an extra incentive to step up to the plate and make sure there's no slip-ups. But I think it's a genuine. It's a proper domestic dust-up, and one that I'm very, very much looking forward to, actually. So, I think that's definitely fight of the night. It's a huge fight.
Francis, can you tell us what the situation was with Andrade, and would that ever be revisited maybe down the line?
No. Yeah, he gave up his position and he moved on.
For Hamza Shiraz, Dennis McCann, a number of leading lights in the Queensbury build that will be out and have been out over the past few weekends as well. Hamza Shiraz, what do you see for the ceiling for him? World level potentially?
100%. We've still got a bit of a way to go. There's no rush, but obviously you saw Denzel Bentley stepped up the other week and took his shot, and wasn't far off, was he? So I think 2 or 3 fights. That's a fight for Hamza, but. We obviously got to get through Saturday night first. But one thing's for sure, we've got in Hamza and Dennis, 2 guys that are, like I said, year and a half away from getting onto that next level, to that world level.
That Hamza and Denzel rivalry is kind of been stirring a little bit, and there was maybe talk of that happening if Denzel won the title. Is that still in the offing maybe next year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Denzel's still British champion. Hamza's got a high-ranking WBC title, so. Denzel went over there, showed he's thereabouts. Everyone expected some sort of 1, 2, 3 round stoppage, and Denzel to get a pat on the back just for taking the fight. But he more than took the fight. He took part in the fight. And he was in there and he won rounds. And some people say he's unlucky to not get a closer decision, if not get the nod. So him against Denzel against Hamza next year is a terrific fight.
So jumping back to the main event, that is a Queensbury versus Matchroom fight there, and when that happens, the interest ramps up because we don't often see those cross-promotion fights, and they're normally good fights. Is that testament to maybe future fights happening between promotions and fans can maybe expect more?
Yeah, I mean, each promotional outfit's got, I think we're leading the way regarding, the talent that we've got coming through. We're more than happy to match our fighters with other top domestic talent. But yeah, it's just about relationships and making sure that we'll stay friendly.
In terms of staying friendly as well, there are a number of shows on this weekend, which is a shame for boxing fans. Only three. It's a shame for boxing fans. Why is your show the number one compared to the other shows?
I just think it's, as I just said, it's the talent that's on show. I think the matchups. The main event speaks for itself, and I think out of the 5 title fights that we've got on, I think only one of them has got a foreign opponent, which always adds intrigue and interest. So just for me, there are there's 3 good shows on this weekend, but I think this leads the way.
Does it often happen where the shows that are clash, that the conversations happens to maybe someone might move a show, there might be a compromise, and was that ever the case this weekend?
Not as far as I know. At the end of the day, dates, venues are they're quite few and far between these days. You've still got a big backlog of gigs and events from COVID. So when you get the opportunity to put a show and you get your venue, you've got to seize it, and you've got to go with it. It's just down to us to make sure that our events stand out, heads and shoulders above the rest, and I believe this one does on Saturday.
Just moving away from the card, first of all, your fight, Jeremiah Ponce, one that I've been keeping quite an eye on. What's the latest with Jeremiah that you can tell us?
So we've done a deal with Tom Brown, so that fight should happen in January against Matthias.
And how confident are you that he beats Matthias?
Well, it's funny because when he wanted a keep busy fight, when we were waiting to see what Josh Taylor was going to do, he actually asked for that fight. So it just turns out that the fight he asked for is now for the world title. So pretty confident. You're as confident as your fighter is, so it's a good sign that he fancied the fight a year ago and now he's got his wish.
Liam Davis and Anthony Yard were both out last weekend, and Telford will start with Anthony Yard. That fight now has been announced with Artur Beterbiev for January in January. I've seen a lot of people writing Anthony off online, however, but he seems right up for it. His second chance at a world title.
I think Anthony's never shied away from a challenge, and this is a big one. But timing is everything. He's got that experience, I think that's hard-earned experience at world level against Kovalev in Russia. Tactics slightly not quite there, but he's got the experience now. He knows what it is to be involved in a world title fight. The energy that would probably be burnt before it and during fight week, and that nervous energy he's got to shake off before he gets in there, and really start as he did against Lyndon Arthur in the second fight from the first bell. And if that Anthony Yard turns up, he's unstoppable. I really firmly believe that Anthony Yard is the best light heavyweight we've got.
Looking forward, another big show that's happening is Tyson Fury's Derek Chisora. Has been some criticism of the fight. Francis, I just wanted to get your take on that criticism that's been received for the fight.
You gonna watch it?
I will watch it. Yeah, I will.
Yeah. Listen, it's Tyson Fury. Derek was the next available contender. And we made the fight, and we've done a lot of tickets, and I'm sure a lot of people will be watching. And it's this is entertainment business, isn't it? This isn't to sit quiet and wait for opponent that everybody in the whole planet is happy with. Derek was available. He wanted the fight. A lot didn't. So we made the fight and we got it on.
Looking forward to the future. Should Tyson Fury beat Derek Chisora, it seems like it paves the way for Usyk, or it seems that the IBF have ordered Hrgovic to take on Usyk. Do you think that will likely scupper the plans, or do you think we will see the undisputed title fight?
Let's do December the 3rd, and we'll see.
All right, Francis. I'll leave it there. Thank you for speaking to SecondsOut. Much appreciated, sir.